The Supreme Court striking down President Trump's tariffs. The president and his scathing response right here tonight. The nation's highest court saying the president exceeded his authority when it comes to most of his tariffs. The president railing against the justices tonight, calling the decision a disgrace and ridiculous, saying he's ashamed of some of the justices, calling them fools and, quote, disloyal. Economists say these tariffs on other countries end up being a tax on Americans, that American businesses buying those overseas products pay the higher costs because of the tariffs, and then that cost is passed on to the American consumer. Well, tonight the president vows to work around the court's ruling. Also, what happens to the more than $140 billion collected in tariffs? Will that money be refunded? And the president, who will come face to face with the justices at the State of the Union Tuesday night, he said today that he could care less if they show up. Rachel Scott from the White House tonight.
Tonight, the highest court in the land striking at the heart of President Trump's economic agenda, declaring most of his sweeping tariffs illegal, a massive setback for the White House. The 6-3 decision had the court's liberal justices joining with 3 staunch conservatives, Chief Justice John Roberts and 2 justices appointed by President Trump himself, Neil Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett.
I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country.
A furious Trump calling the justices fools and lapdogs, unpatriotic and disloyal, heaping scorn on Justices Gorsuch and Barrett.
I think it's an embarrassment to their families. You want to know the truth, the 2 of them.
The tariffs, launched with great fanfare, formed the backbone of the president's economic plans and a weapon in his foreign policy. He imposed them by invoking emergency powers. But the High Court found the president exceeded his authority, saying only Congress has the power to impose taxes. Justice John Roberts writing, the president asserts the extraordinary power to unilaterally impose tariffs of unlimited amount, duration, and scope. In light of the breadth, history, and constitutional context of that asserted authority, he must identify clear congressional authorization to exercise it. Economists say tariffs on imports are actually taxes on American businesses who pass the cost to consumers by raising prices. Today, Justice Gorsuch writing, most major decisions affecting the rights and responsibilities of the American people, including the duty to pay taxes and tariffs, are funneled through the legislative process for a reason. The president fuming the court is trying to tie his hands, complaining he doesn't see why he can't use tariffs in trade negotiations with other countries.
I can do anything I want to do to them, but I can't charge any money. So I'm allowed to destroy the country, but I can't charge them a little fee.
But economists with that warning. Tariffs take money away from American businesses, who then raise prices on consumers. That money, some $142 billion, pumped into the Treasury Department. The big question tonight, what happens to it now? In a dissenting opinion, Justice Brett Kavanaugh writing, the court says nothing today about whether, and if so how, the government should go about returning the billions of dollars that it has collected from importers. But that process is likely to be a mess.
Wouldn't you think they would have put one sentence in there saying that keep the money or don't keep the money, right? I guess it has to get litigated for the next 2 years.
The president says he now plans to use other executive powers and existing laws to get around the court's decision and reinstate some of his tariffs. But he says he's not planning to go to Congress.
Tonight, President Trump says he will sign an executive order to impose a new 10% tariff on America's trading partners. But under the law, that can only last for 150 days. Tonight, the Supreme Court making it clear the president's power does, in fact, have limits. As for the justices, they are expected to be seated right in front of the president during Tuesday's State of the Union address. And tonight, the president saying he couldn't care less if they come, David.
And of course, we'll carry that State of the Union right here live on ABC. Rachel, you'll be right there with me. Thank you.